Okay, we're on the east side of the primary bedroom. We have a couple clean outs in the brickwork right here on either side. I haven't seen a main sewer clean out to the house yet. Got some trees that are growing up, from some saplings, bushes all next to the wall. This is plastic, at least it's plastic. And all this debris, wood, all this old wood. This is all conducive to wood destroying termites here. Let's see if I can pick this up out, like getting bit by a spider or a snake or something. The lawn sprinkler head should not be closer than 4 inches to the structure. Fences are conducive to wood destroying insects by design. Okay, this is not a termite inspection report. If it were, I would be writing this is conducive by design. Everybody wants a fence. Everybody wants a bathroom that's conducive by design. There's certain things that we want to live with. So there we go. We're coming around the back of the house. I guess we're going clockwise. Alright, I try not to do that, but clockwise it is today. So we got some wood rot on the vertical trim board at the west side of the primary bedroom bay windows. Right in there. See that? See if I can get a picture of that. Why not? That's how we do. That's how we work it. Is that a good picture? That was a pretty good picture. Almost accidental. Okay. Moving on along. We've got high soil conditions around here. And then, where do termites live? In the ground. What do they eat? Dead wood. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. It's called a clue. High soil, it doesn't breathe. I appreciate that they put a little metal barrier in there, but really this bed should have been excavated and done right instead of putting, that's Band-Aid. That's a Band-Aid. The exterior faucet, we do not have a vacuum breaker on this to keep barometric pressure from pushing down on the hose and forcing the garden hose water back into your drinking water. Now, if you look alongside this wall, and again, we are on the east side of the primary bedroom, you can see how it's kind of buckling at these butt joints. Well, it's buckling at these butt joints because they have them in nice and tight. And they put them in nice and tight because you can look underneath here and you see that they never put flashing tape behind these joints. So they wanted to get it nice and tight because they weren't doing it right. So they wanted to do it their version of right. So they tried really hard, and that's why it buckles like that. Now along the perimeter, capillary action, this is just like on your chimney. On the roof video, you saw the water that leaches up, and there should be a gap. It's called a weep screed between the siding and the cement from your floor. And this floor has been resurfaced. It's a nice little speckledy finish right here. So I cannot ascertain whether there may or may not be drill holes there. I cannot determine whether this house might have been previously treated for subterranean termites. I just don't know. This is the exterior receptacle outlet. This should be GFCI protected. I am not liking my new block tester. It doesn't fit a lot of places. It's a great little tool. And it is GFCI protected. And we are under quite a bit of an overhang. So I'm not going to entertain the idea whether there should be an in-use cover here, the kind of a bubble cover. Storm doors are beyond the scope of this inspection, but the threshold gasket is torn underneath this storm door here. So we're moving on along. We got a wooden wall that's built here. What is this? Okay, so it's on little cement blocks. Not exactly a metal stand. Better than nothing, I suppose, but you can see how the nails are rusting is because, you know, the concrete is porous and it holds the water, and we do not have a metal stand between the cement and the wood, and so what's happening is moisture is wicking up in there. So bushes this close conducive to wood destroying insects. Okay, not just termites, which are blind and they need the shade to come in undetected, but also carpenter ants can use the branches as a they'll come to your house anyway, but they can, you know, this is a escaberates. What's the word I'm looking for? I've been looking for that word all day. Oh man. These are also holly bushes, and they're going to wreck your screen if you don't get them off of that. Coming on along. Okay, we got some wood rot in the window casement right here over the, and we got him. Hey buddy, you want to talk to us a little bit? Want to talk to us a little bit? There you go. But we got some window rot in the window casement right there. So it'd be nice if we could, you know, it's only going to get worse. And that comes to mind, it comes to my attention that my camera's not on. But it comes to my attention, I am not seeing any Z-bar flashing. A break for our sponsor. There you go. That's our sponsor. Right there. Have a break from our sponsor. So anytime you have a fenestration with wood like this, we should have Z-bar flashing over that. If we had Z-bar flashing, then you probably wouldn't have that wood rot, or not as much, or to help prevent that. That's why we have Z-bar flashing. Our exterior light fixtures should be sealed to help prevent moisture from getting into them like that. Now both ends of this rain gutter have these little diapers over the, and this rain gutter is full of debris because that might let water weep out. It's not going to let your leaves leave. Okay. Got another one over here. It's dark. I don't know if you can see inside of there, but you know, these rain gutters are clogged. They can't really drain. And it's got that there to kind of push the water out off of the wall. Obviously it's not pushing the water off the wall that well because it's collecting and it's rotting right there. Moving on along. Wood mulch story, you already know that. Fence. This is another sewer clean out. Some rain gutters above grade. Okay, this is your oven downdraft vent fan. Lawn sprinkler head shouldn't be this close to your coils because the chlorine in the water are always hitting your coils. That's not going to help them age any better. We have a whole discussion about all of this. Has all been discussed in other parts of the report that you haven't seen yet. This is an anti-siphon. This is a vacuum breaker device like you do not have on the back faucet. Okay. We're going along. That's called a parge coat. That's like a cake frosting. This is called a shrinkage crack. Some people call them corner pops. Call it what you will. If it goes within the span of a hand, I don't know whose hand, it goes back in this direction, that's not a foundation issue. I haven't made up my mind about this foundation yet, but that wouldn't be because of that crack. That might be a termite issue because termites can use the void right there created by that crack to go up inside the house. That might be a brick issue because it's holding the brickwork over here. You got these stretchers. Some people call them dog's tooth, but anyway, you got this corner right here. It might be holding some bricks up. That's not a foundation issue. We'll come on along inside of here because the garage is the exterior. And we got videos about all this, but some of our garage ceiling looks like it's experienced. It might have been from the previous hail. We want to find out what the history is because your drywall is all coming down around here. So something to make note of. This is your garage car entry casement trim board, and even though it's off of the ground like it's supposed to be, it's the way I want to see it. But even under the best conditions, wood rot can come in like it has here, right there on the casement. You got a little bit of wood rot right in there. Now, unlike the wooden side, around the wood around the back, the paneling, all right, we've got all this brick at the front, and these are called fenestrations. I think it's French for hole in your wall. This light fixture should be sealed. We got a little stair-step crack right there. And so to hold this brickwork up, we have these metal lintels. All right. And so what's happened now, see, brick is a really good building material. This home can burn down, and you can reuse the brick. And it's a good insulator, but it's porous. When water hits it, water soaks right through it. So we have these things around the corner, around the perimeter, called weep holes. Now, most of the time, and that's the drainage plane. And most of the time, the only thing that comes out of there is vapor, and you'll never see it. Now, if you have an event, that could happen, I've seen a couple of events. I hope you don't. But if you have an event, water will actually come out of there. But there is actually, by design, with this great building product that we have, brick, like zero maintenance, it's good. But we've interrupted the drainage planes here. And so anytime you have a lintel that's supporting brick, that you've interrupted the drainage plane, you should have weep holes up here as well too. You should have a couple weep holes over each one of the garage car entries. The lintel itself is supposed to extend a minimum of 6 inches. And I just don't see 6 inches right there unless they carved a hole behind the brick. I don't see that. All right. Over here, I don't know if it's 6 inches or not. It could be. See what's cracking right there? It's because when the brick rusts, it expands. You can see that, and it pushes the brick around a little bit. You think we've got a 6-inch lintel over here? I don't. A lintel extension? I don't think that. That's not what I think. Coming on along here, we've got some more parge coat. All right. It's like a cake frosting. It's a decorative frosting. And see these cracks right here? Just because you have cracks in your parge coat doesn't mean that your foundation's cracked. And just because your parge coat's not cracked doesn't mean you don't have a foundation crack. Speaking of rain gutters that are full, look how full those are. See that? It says just dripping, holding water. Next to the receptacle outlet that does not have an in-use cover. Our doorbell should be sealed. Again, storm doors are beyond the scope of this inspection. We do not have weep hole. This arch, it's not required to have a weep hole. But down here, over the door, okay, we should have had a weep hole. Weep hole. Moving on along, we got soffit vents. Tree should not be closer than 25 feet to the structure. Not closer than 25 feet to the structure to allow for roots to grow. And then if the roots do grow underneath there, they're going to move your foundation. And if they grow underneath there, they're going to suck the water out from your foundation. As a rule of thumb, a tree's roots grow about as far as their branches. I know this one's been trimmed back, but it's like a mirror image. The roots kind of mimic or mirror the branches. All these bushes too close to the house, that's conducive to wood destroying insects. You got wood mulch next to the house, conducive to wood destroying insects. All these bushes next to the house are conducive to wood destroying insects. What I haven't seen is a lot of signs of exterior movement. I haven't seen a lot of brick cracks and things like that. Now we come down here, the rain gutter, okay, you're supposed to have about a 2-inch gap between the end of the rain gutter and the house, and you're supposed to have kick-out flashing to keep the water from falling over there. That's what you're supposed to have. Let's see if I can get a picture of that while I'm at it. There we go. That's how we do it. Your rain gutter is not supposed to discharge. All right, keep going, bud. Your rain gutter is not supposed to discharge directly onto the roof covering. Moving on, this is just about where we started. Bushes are too close. Right here, grading and drainage. By definition, this is not drainage. Okay, this is swampage. Water sits here. Water collects here. It's obvious. It's obvious. I'll put a level on here. I got a 6-foot stick out in the car, and I should have had it waiting out here for my awesome presentation, but no, this is not draining properly. On the other side, we had two surface drains. Over here, we don't have any. Bushes too close to the house. Bushes too close to the house. The screen is taking a beating. This window is taking a beating. It was probably part of a storm settlement. So you want to research that settlement to see what's happened, because apparently the roof has been replaced. This has not been addressed. Was that part of the original settlement? It's just a discussion you want to have. Trees, by time the tree gets 3 inches around, the bush gets 3 inches around. Okay, the trunk of the bush gets 3 inches around, and that's technically a tree. It's too close to the house.